So if we just do, we could just do a theme tune thing for it. So if we whistle it.
Oh, the whistling theme.
Yeah. You know, how does it start? It's like.
Yeah.
And then you go. Well, I mean,
that's right. Isn't it?
No, well, you've got a whistle rather than.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, like. Yeah.
I can't whistle.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam. Hello and welcome to Toon Jam.
Yes.
I'm Matt.
And I'm J-Man.
And this week we are talking about Ed.
And Eddy.
Eddy.
Eddy. Sorry,
Eddy. A Cartoon Network classic, some might say.
Some might.
Some might say. It was created by Danny Antonucci for Cartoon Network. And it's about three friends, all with the name Ed or Eddy, depending on who it is.
Which one, yeah.
But, you know, at the very core, Ed is there.
Yeah.
Often referred to as the Eds. They live in like a cul-de-sac and it's just their adventures and schemes sort of things, so that they can get either money or just flat out jawbreakers. Yeah, so the money's for the jawbreakers usually. And it's a very simple concept. Apparently it was created when he was dead to do so during he was like designing a commercial or something. What? Someone dared him to create a cartoon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then he pitched it to Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon.
Right.
But Nickelodeon said they wanted full creative control over it.
Oh, right.
Whereas Cartoon Network didn't. So he made a deal with Cartoon Network. And it was then released in 1999. So we're on the cusp of the noughties here.
Just made it into the 90s.
Yeah. It had... where are we? Yeah. There were several specials for it. Shorts were produced, and it ended with a TV movie, Ed, and Eddy's Big Picture Show. Sorry, in 2009.
Oh, right.
So it went for 10 years.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Generally well received by critics. It won a Reuben Award, 2 Leo Awards, and a SOCAN Award.
Ah.
If you know what those are.
Yeah,
I do not.
I don't. They sound good though. They sound really good.
There you go. But yeah, so that's basically a little bit of basic info on the basic show, Ed, and Eddy. So let's start with our first segment, Memories. Thank you very much. So your memories on Ed, and Eddy.
Yes.
What are they?
Well, I definitely wanted lots of jawbreakers when I was younger as a result of watching the show.
Yeah, it made jawbreakers
really cool.
Yeah.
And they were huge in the show as well. So I kind of wanted bigger jawbreakers.
Yeah.
When I went to the shop, they always seemed like they were just lame.
Yeah.
They're just, maybe.
Until you actually ate them.
Yeah.
And then you were just like...
Why do they like these?
Yeah, why did they like them?
I don't know.
Because jawbreakers aren't great.
No.
You just lick them.
Yeah.
And they take so long.
And they're actually really unsanitary because eventually you have to take them out.
Yeah.
Like, I remember having one.
Well, I remember having a big, like,
yeah.
You know, a big one.
Yeah, like a fist
You can't
size.
fit it in your mouth.
No.
So you basically just lick it.
Yeah, for ages. And then, like, I remember, like...
And you're going to put it down eventually.
Yeah, you have to put it in, like, a plastic bag or something. And you pick it up the next day. And I'm pretty sure I finished it off, but,
I don't think I did.
I wouldn't do that now.
No.
It's not.
I remember it being a big thing because my brother got to the middle of it.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like just one little one in the middle.
Oh.
But then I'm sure after we found out what was in the middle, it's
like,
it either time to give up or it probably went mouldy or something.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Do they still have them? Oh.
I've not seen them.
No.
But they must still make them.
Yeah.
Bet they have them in America still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Is a big thing about it was the jawbreakers.
That was I did enjoy that. as much as it was in real life. It was.
Yeah,
as
I mean,
cool.
well, that's because even though having them
Mm.
was horrible, I still have more than one.
Yeah, that's
and I don't
true.
think it's because I enjoyed them.
Yeah,
It's just because Ed and Eddy
yeah,
enjoyed
made it
them.
seem cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the main memory of mine. I bet.
Yeah. I remember watching it a lot with my brother. I remember a lot of the characters in it. It's quite it didn't feel like rewatching it even. Didn't feel like, oh man, I've not seen this in ages.
Yeah.
It felt like I watched it not long ago.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
But it would have been ages ago. But yeah, it's just dead stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, and it was then, but it's like, it's good because it's stupid with almost a realistic element.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very familiar watching it. It didn't.
Yeah.
It sort of just stuck to the memory. There wasn't anything that brought back great, like, oh yeah, flipping out, I forgot about that. It was just very much like, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's
Like,
hard for me to say.
somewhere.
Yeah. So memories were just there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Permanent.
I mean, there wasn't anything extra with it. It was just something I watched.
Yeah.
And then the sweets, like you say, the jawbreakers.
Yeah.
But they didn't have like toys, games.
No.
There might have been some like. Do you remember those games that you used to play on the website?
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's an
I'm
Eddy
sure there's
game.
Cartoon
Yeah.
Network ones. Yeah.
Because that would have been around the time that like Flash games were big as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm surprised they didn't bring out their own line of jawbreakers.
yeah, I'm surprised as well, to be honest. But there you go. So okay, that's memories sorted. Shall we cut to playthrough?
Yeah.
Cut to playthrough.
Rewind. Playthrough.
Okay then. So the episode we watched was Dawn of the Eds.
Yeah.
Which is first season, episode 17, was it?
Yeah,
or
I
something?
think that's right. Yeah.
Okay then, so let's take us through what happens in Dawn of the Eds.
Okay. We begin with we see Ed and Eddy, main characters. They've tied Ed up, and they're kind of dumpster diving him into some trash by holding him by a rope. And we don't really know what they're doing. They're kind of
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and they're basically Ed manages to get some bottles out, and they're obviously trying to use this as a classic get money quick scheme in order to.
Which is essentially what they did every episode.
Yeah,
money, get rich quick.
Yeah, so they can get jawbreakers. So they get the bottles and they're going to sell them back to the store. But on their way there, they see a poster for like a film that's coming out. I think it's a film or a TV show.
Yeah, I think it's a film because it's like R-rated.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
of
So
course,
they can't
yeah.
go to watch it.
So it's for like this robot bounty hunter thing.
Yeah.
It's like some crazy like alien robot situation.
Yeah.
Some mad sci-fi basically, and they all seem pretty excited about it. And Ed's basically somehow, this is a bit that I didn't really get, was Ed kind of knows the exact story for what goes on,
and he just sort of narrates it. And
Yes.
as he starts narrating it,
yeah,
they start sort of playing it, don't they?
Yeah.
They play it out themselves.
yeah, because like they're basically biking towards the store, and like without noticing, they kind of get sidetracked and end up at the dump. So
and it's,
like,
and they share a bike, like
Yeah.
one bike between the three of them.
yeah. So like by the time they arrived at the dump, they're fully engrossed in the story of like the robots and the aliens and stuff, and they start fully reenacting it. And suddenly they're in a wasteland of junk and bits and pieces, and Ed continues to sort of unravel the story while they take part in things, so that they end up like fighting off monsters and like saving another human boy, which is
who's like he's a bit like the bully type. Kid,
Kevin, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He's been caught by the Canker sisters, who like they tied him up onto a wheel and they're trying to kiss him and stuff.
It's weird.
It's dead weird, yeah. But they save him, and he doesn't really.
He's not very grateful.
No, he's not grateful.
But Ed seems to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so dumb, and he like.
Yeah, he's like he loved it.
Yeah, he was very grateful.
Yeah. And then eventually they're surviving, and the big alien monsters come to attack them, and that turns out to be Ed's sister, and Jimmy, who's like the
Jimmy
little goofy kid with the big braces,
who hangs out with Ed's sister all the time.
And basically she says, it's time for dinner, so you need to come home. So they're obviously not that far from home as they initially thought they were. And the other two are kind of like, let's go. But then Ed kind of wants to still keep playing, so he continues, and he's like, there was just one left behind. But eventually they drag him along. And manage to
he's like, betrayed by my own friends, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just ends.
And then it ends. And that's it. And that's the playthrough.
That's your playthrough. They're out there.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam.
It's a ridiculous episode, actually.
It is, yeah.
I don't remember this episode.
I think I
vaguely remember.
Yeah, I think I've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, but obviously you remember. Eddy is good for its characters are good.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me. It's a bit like, at least in this episode, it's like a grotty Rugrats.
Yeah, it is.
Sort of thing where Rugrats, all the characters are quite likable, whereas in Eddy and Eddy,
they're not.
They aren't.
No. Yeah.
But it's kind of the point.
Yeah, and the premise is very much like Rugrats in the fact that they of this episode anyway, that they get lost in their imagination.
Yeah, because there's a lot of that. Like even you see these robots appear. And it turns out to be, but they show them as robots and stuff,
which is pretty cool. Like it's you know, like we said about Rugrats, like it's a good way of portraying the way that kids' brains work.
Exactly.
It's pretty fun. And I mean, I think this is kind of it's almost an odd episode for Ed, and Eddy because they weren't immediately scheming. But it shows that they are still kids, and they do still kind of get sidetracked by stuff a lot of the time, which is, to be honest, usually the reason why they don't end up with jawbreakers, because they have some sort of side idea.
And it is weird, like this. So I know Cartoon Network, the sort of classic way that they create stories is they make loads of post-it notes of things that could happen to these characters. Stick them all up on the wall, and they'll just pick a load at random. And this episode, you can sort of see it's like dumpster dive in for bottles. Movie. Junkyard. That's what it is. And it doesn't really. You're just a bit like, hold on, why were they dumpster diving for bottles? But then, it does play into it, the story, and it's fine. But it is, when you really think about it, it's a bit weird.
Because
you can see that sort of. It's like with Two Stupid Dogs. It just felt like, what is going on?
Just go around the world in 10 seconds.
And it's enjoyable, and it's just daft and stupid, but you can see it. Like, there.
I think it's another one of those kind of shows. You see this in like live action stuff as well. Like you'd see it all the time in like Kenan and Kel, where like you kind of want them to get jawbreakers eventually, and like all you want them to do is just like finally have a good day. But like they're sort of so idiotic that they always become their own downfall.
It's like Dick Dastardly and Muttley. Like you want them to win so much, even though like they just cheat and one time you're like, if you just didn't cheat,
you'd actually
win the race. You've got the fastest car because he always drives ahead to stop everyone from winning. It's kind of like this. You just like, can you just do something normal for once? Just, I want to watch a really boring episode where you get a jawbreaker.
Like that would be it. And it's like in this, it's like they want to get bottles, and then they end up at the junkyard, and surely there's like millions of bottles around, but it never crosses their mind to collect any bottles. Like
it's one of those things as well. I don't know if I can't imagine this being made now because it's not safe to go diving in bins for glass bottles.
It definitely isn't.
And even he has like a test tube on one finger. Like it's weird, isn't it?
It's not a good thing to be telling kids.
But then when I was a kid, I used to play on like a building site near my house because it was like where we lived was a new estate at the time. So everywhere around it was just building site. They were building loads of new houses. So we used to go and play on there, and we'd be like looking for treasure, be like, I bet you like me and my neighbour, because we wanted to make money. It was like we could probably find a fossil under this pile of bricks, or some old like Roman pottery or something, and we'll be rich. So let's go and do that.
Makes sense.
And in your head, you start playing it out, and you're just playing on a building site until the builders come and go, "Oi, get up!" And you're like, "Oh, wait," run off. Like,
did you have a heart attack when you saw that like school like thing about like never play on the building site.
No, I was just like, well, I do that all the time.
Yeah, like
It's
what do you
like,
want?
yeah, chill out.
It's the safest place on earth.
Yeah. Anything happens, the builders come and tell you off anyway.
Like
yeah,
the rest of us were like, why would you play on a building site?
Yeah,
that's
no.
weird. And you were like, yeah,
Yeah.
building site.
Like, what? What are these guys saying? They've clearly not played on the building site. But yeah, we used to do it all the time.
Yeah,
so.
but it's a kids thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You don't think about.
And that's the thing. But then, do kids do that now? I don't know.
I don't know. No, I think
I
they're
don't
on like.
But then I think, you know, if they
Their
give them a
phone.
chance, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. There's phones and stuff now.
Yeah.
So these cartoons, you know,
Yeah.
you wonder if they'd land. But then I'm sure they would. Kids watch anything. But
Yeah.
are they as relatable now? It's
yeah.
hard to say, innit? We're not kids. at the
That's
end of the
true,
day.
yeah. But I think a lot of the charm with Ed, and Eddy was that like they found so much fun just
Yeah.
in their cul-de-sac.
Yeah,
Like most
and
of the time
that,
they didn't
To
leave.
be fair, like that's like it's one of those weird things. That's what it was like when we were kids.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they are indoors as well.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we would like, you're playing games and stuff like
Exactly.
that. So you did. This was like very much made for our generation type
Yeah.
thing, wasn't it? Like, and
That's
I
it.
suppose that's why it's. Maybe that's why the memories are still. You know, you're just like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, it's
because you're like it's like you being a kid.
Yeah,
as well. Yeah. So I think that's kind of like it's got this kind of charm to it where it's like there's something about that like suburban American thing
Yeah.
that like this still kind of appeals to me today. Like
Yeah.
just that there's these little communities of just like it's just these quaint little houses and kids just get up to whatever and it's
Yeah.
all just this kind of tight little neighborhood of whatever. And,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like it's I guess Ed and Eddy's kind of partly responsible for me sort of feeling like that because even when I used to watch shows like Cribs and stuff, like,
Yeah.
I'd wait till they go outside to show the cars and just kind of try and get a look
See
at the
the
cul-de-sac.
street.
Like, oh yeah, look, it's like Ed and
Like,
Eddy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's just like bet someone lives down there.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
where he goes to do that. And like I think I guess it's kind of that's all you want as a kid.
Yeah.
It's just like a cool neighborhood to kind of.
Well, that
mess
was.
about
I know, like a lot of the people, because it was a new estate.
Yeah.
It was all new families that moved there.
Right.
So there was loads of kids on my street that
Yeah.
were my age.
Oh, that was cool.
So we had that sort of thing
Yeah.
where everyone was growing up at the same time. And
Yeah.
there was quite a lot of us, and we didn't all get on. Some of us did, some of us didn't.
Yeah.
It's a very similar thing. So
That
I
is
think
cool.
it was like watching
Yeah.
real life in a way that is obviously completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. But they do seem to they have more, don't they? Because they had like everything you could possibly have because they have to have this story. So like little stream where I remember one with like a rubber ring or something.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you remember that episode.
And there's like a farm, or like, is it Rolf that has the farm? Or,
yeah,
like,
so there's
not
like
too far.
stuff for everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always loads of just cool little things. I remember wasn't there a kid that had a plank of wood or something?
Yeah, he had it's just called Plank, isn't
Plank,
it?
yeah.
Johnny, I think.
Yeah.
Johnny and Plank, right.
So plank, I remember. That
Yeah,
was it.
he's proper.
Yeah.
He's
The
like-
Canker sisters,
yeah,
I always thought they were a bit scary.
yeah, they are a bit scary.
They're a bit. I don't know. There's something really sinister about them. Like,
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's like they're not just like chasing like the boys to kiss them.
Yeah.
Like they had to tie him up
Yeah,
upside down on a wheel.
yeah.
And it's just like if Ed and Eddy hadn't have saved him,
yeah, like what would have happened?
what would have happened?
Just don't
How
know.
far would that have
Yeah,
gone?
like they're a bit too aggressive,
Yeah.
aren't they? Yeah. Although I think I always had a thing for like the one with the blue hair. I don't know why.
Of course you did.
Yeah, just like she's like the rebel one.
Yeah. Scary.
Yeah.
No, I always thought they were
Yeah,
a bit scary.
yeah. The one with the red hair does terrify me. You can't even see her face. Like you
No.
don't know what's under there.
Evil.
Yeah,
That's what's
pure,
under
pure.
Just
evil.
nothing else. Just they are like a nightmare waiting to grow up,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yes, I think we all kind of know someone or know of somebody that's kind of like that.
But there's three of them.
yeah,
That's what's scary.
and they're a tribe of bad people.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they all didn't they all live in a caravan,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they are.
which I don't know why that
Has
makes it scarier.
Implications.
Yeah. And no offence to anyone that lives in a caravan,
Yeah.
but I don't know why. That is
Yeah,
just
but yeah.
certainly just gave it an edge. But yeah,
It's But yeah, this episode is like you say. I don't know. It does happen a lot in 90s shows. Like we saw it in a couple where the junkyard is a prominent place.
Yeah.
For these cartoons and stuff like.
I suppose it's just what's left, sort of. You know, a lot of people lived in cities and towns.
Yeah.
And
eventually, there would be
junkyards. I mean, junkyards. We don't really have junkyards over.
Like, have you ever been to a junkyard? Yeah.
So, but yeah, they don't have. Well, I mean, we must have junkyards, but it's not like.
I wouldn't know where there was.
No.
No. I don't think I've ever seen
And
one.
you wouldn't be allowed at one.
No.
Definitely.
Yeah, like, I don't know how you'd get into one.
No.
They always seem to be kind of stumbling across them and stuff. Don't they?
Yeah.
Which is weird. So
maybe that's why. Maybe it's more of an American thing anyway.
More of a sea thing, yeah.
But having played on a building site,
yeah,
I can sort of see where it comes from.
You can see the appeal.
Yeah. Because it is like it's just something massive, isn't it?
I imagine it is like it's just odd bits and pieces, and like, you know, it kind of. You can imagine that it does play out like the way that it does in the episode, and like, they just kind of get lost in it. It's like a giant playground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I've never come across. Yeah, it's kind of alien to us because it's just like I don't know what that is. Like, never had.
But I mean, there's always stuff in there, and that's like being like a Brit and watching American stuff.
Yeah,
you never know what's like just cartoon standard or what's real.
That's it, yeah.
Because there's certain stuff that you just would assume was real, and you're like, oh, it was just made up for the cartoon.
You're like, what? Oh.
But we wouldn't know because it's not part of our life anyway.
Yeah, and vice versa as well.
Yeah.
It's like stuff that's just like, oh, what? They exist.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's kind of the magic of it in a way, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, shall we get to rating?
Yeah.
Let's rate this show. Okay then, so we are rating Ed, Edd and Eddy, Dawn of the Eds. We have here a flawless rating system. Thumbs up, we go into the movies.
Yeah.
Thumbs down, this jawbreaker is too big. Shaky middle,
Blue cake assistant.
Oh yes. So, where do you stand, Ed and Eddy?
Yeah. Well, I think, like I say, the charm is there.
Yeah.
I think visually it's quite different from.
It
a lot
is
of
different.
other shows.
Yeah. It doesn't have an art style that really seems to match. Like a lot of we've talked about before, like a lot of the Cartoon Network shows look the same.
Yeah, they do, and this has got like a very sort of very different look to it, like colour palette wise, and the way that the lines work, very wobbly lines and stuff. A lot of movement and stuff. And also like the soundtrack's quite cool because it's got like it's kind of got that score to it where it's, you know, the music kind of emphasises what's going on.
It fits for sort of the feeling of the show, sort of the quaint but silly. It's got a good mix. So I think it's got an overall. It's got this like sort of very individual feel about it. And also, I enjoyed the episode as well. Like I thought it was fun. And I think this was probably one of its poorer episodes.
Yeah. I don't think it doesn't really highlight the characters.
It doesn't highlight characters. Don't particularly remember it that well.
But it was still
fun
to watch. So yeah, for me, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Well, I am probably going to say the same.
Oh,
to be honest. I was toying with Shaky Middle because, like I say, it's not the best episode.
No,
but it was still enjoyable.
Yeah,
still it still feels like an episode of Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Yeah,
and it's got everything in. I don't know. It's weird. The characters are sort of ugly in a way.
Yeah, they are.
Not just visually, but like in their personalities. But in a way that kids can be almost, like when you are a kid especially. I don't know if that was intentional or if it's just your own memories playing off or whatever, but there's a certain amount of like the way that they look at the world is the way that society shapes you as a kid, sort of thing. And they're an older, like sort of that in between age where you're not, sort of not quite a teenager, but you're an older kid sort of thing, 10, 11, whatever. I think thumbs up as well. Enjoyable. And I do love that theme tune.
Yeah,
That theme tune.
That whistle.
That whistle is... but yeah, that's the one thing, actually, I didn't mention it before, but that I had sort of forgotten.
Really?
So when I watched it, I was like, this is all good. That was cool. But it was good. It was good. I mean, it's not my favourite by any stretch. I would put it at a lower thumbs up, but a thumbs up nonetheless.
Thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up.
Yes. So there you have it.
Yeah, that's it.
Ed and Eddy. What were your thoughts at home? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Do you have any funny memories? Let us know on the Ed and Eddy of the internet. Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Toon Jam Pod. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to give us a rate and review. It really helps us out and helps people find us. And we also have a Patreon where you can get some extra episodes for your book. At the moment we are doing a Through the Ages, so leaving the 90s, starting at the 20s and working our way back through. So if that sounds good to you, why not check it out? But otherwise, until next time, thank you, and of course, stay jam and jammy.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to Toon Jam. And if you want to continue to help us out, you can help us by jumping over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/toonjampod. And if you can rate and review us everywhere you listen to your podcasts, so on iTunes or on the Android apps, that'll be a massive help too. Thank you, and stay jammy.